Hola, 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 hola. Hey, everybody. I'm here. I made it in. Y'all know I'm dealing with a little bit of headache today. Um, I had some, I had some things that occurred this week, and I don't normally let stuff kind of get to me and things like that. Maybe, now that I have turned the ripe old age of 13. Um, that's what I said, 30. No, there's no judgment zone here. No judgment. So maybe since I've turned the ripe old age of 30, things they feel a little different. So I'm gonna ask this question and y'all type y'all answers down in, in the chat box. And we're gonna talk about it. But before we do that, y'all know the rules. We open the show with what's the weather like in your neck of the woods. Um, so I'm gonna go up, say hello to everybody, and kind of see what the weather's like. How's things going? Let's see. My nuts was in here first. My nuts said it's been a long, hot day. Today is 80. It's now 64. It's gonna be dropping to 56 by midnight there in Maryland. Woo! Um, hmm. That's a whole lot of weather changes right there. And because that's a whole lot of weather changes, I probably would be extremely worried about the next few days. Like, am I going to get sick and things like that? You might start chopping carrots and celery now. You ready to make that homemade soup? Weather right now, 8:05 is 71 degrees. That's nice. Hey, cuz. Let's see. I'm getting there. I took so I've been struggling for the last couple of days, headache coming on and off and things like that. Um, I think I'm just at a point where, doctor's visits is just gonna be more frequent, and I hate it. Mary, Heather, how you doing tonight? Cousin says my 13-year-old granddaughter was in the backyard tonight and yelled to get her a phone so she could take a picture of a raccoon in my backyard. She stated it was big and fat. So raccoon's eating good, huh? Explains why my flower bulbs were dug up. Also, my flowers look like they've been dug into. So we know why that raccoon was, good and fluffy because he tearing up the bulbs. Bonnie, how you doing this evening? Hola, hola. How you doing, Rebecca? Rebecca, you high? Rebecca, your last half an hour, it looked like your eyes kept going from this. Oh, yeah, you guys doing this to Joanna was on a roll and you was just like, and they got tighter and tighter and tighter. And before you left, I remember saying, "It's Rebecca High." So them gummies y'all have us get every year. I sleep so well. I'm so you know what? Since I'm gonna be coming to your neck of the woods, um I might have to come get some gummies for this retreat. uh, what's up, fellas? Mama! Hi, Michelle. Momo says it's 76 degrees with a chance of rain. Ooh, what do you guys do to prepare for the rain? There's like absolutely nothing that we can do to kind of really prepare for the rain. And the reason is because it don't rain much here in the Mojave Desert. Jay Lee, hey y'all, we had a pleasant windy day around 67. Very cool for Georgia. It's 67 right now in Ohio, but it was in the 80s today. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, but just a little bit. I could definitely tell. Michelle says it's 71 here in Missouri. Let me see what the weather's like. I know it was hot. Um, I caught myself trying to get up, have a little bit of exercise and stuff like that in my life. And so I went maybe at the wrong time of the day. It was like 1 something, 1:30. I went to try and take a walk around the neighborhood. Might not be my brightest idea. It's 102 now. Shoot. Lord Jesus, it's going up to 106. Um, it's 102 now. It was 104. I guess I should be grateful. I'm pretty sure the time of the day that I was out, it was probably 104, because that's how my luck run. So what you guys been up to? How's everybody doing? I'll start off with, it's just been a few, just the days and things like that. So you ever have a taste for something? You have a taste for something really, really good, and you see what you can do about fixing it. You remember I told you guys cooking and fixing and things like that. I ain't feel like doing either one. I ain't feel like doing either one. So when you don't feel like doing either one, your very next step? Some people they will drive, and they may not have options like I have here in Vegas. So they may have to drive to it. You don't feel like fixing, you definitely don't feel like cooking, and so you may have to do some driving. Okay. Or you can be like me. I have completely embraced my laziness, and I pick up my phone. Boop, 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 boop. Uber Eats, we have DoorDash, we have Grubhub, we got all the cart arts and things like that. But of choice, it's always probably Uber Eats. They just pay for quality, drivers and things like that. If you do DoorDash or Grubhub, you might be sitting 3-4 hours for your items, and then your order cancel on you. You know how mad. Oh my gosh. Tell me how mad y'all would be. You got your mouth fixed up, your taste buds is right. You don't feel like cooking. You definitely don't feel like fixing. And you didn't feel like driving. So you place an order for what you have a taste for. Your mouth all fixed up, it's ready. And then your order cancel. And nothing they can do about it either. It literally means that your driver, whatever driver is working that time of the day, your driver just doesn't feel like going to get the item. So they're not going to go and get it, or it's not enough incentive for them to go and get it. There's not enough tip and things like that. And the later it get, the further away you are, the bigger the tip you got to be in order to incentivize them. And you can't be mad at them, just because I'm in my lazy mode and don't feel like going to do nothing doesn't mean that they, have to be like, okay, here I come, I'm gonna get you. So, bet it's expensive with gas prices going up. Might be. Um, so my first issue, I place an order. I'm waiting on the order to come in. My mouth all fixed up already. They pushed the order back. They pushed this order back for almost 2 hours. And I forget who I was talking to, but I was like, yeah, that's not coming. There's no way that's coming. So I get mad. I get real mad. Like I normally don't do that, but like I could have cooked. I was definitely thinking I could have fixed something, but I could have actually cooked. And we all know I could have drove and got it myself in that time frame. But again, I'm embracing my lazy, so can't be too mad. So the order got canceled. They kept saying it's coming. We just got to find a driver. I placed the order through Uber Eats, and Uber Eats, they got it right. And when I say they got it right, I only added like $2. I mean, we got to have something to work up to. You know what I'm saying? I stay on the second floor. So if I give you the tip now, don't be calling me talking about I'm downstairs or I'm here. Like you expect me to come down and meet you and things like that. So I gotta wait till they're here to get a tip and stuff like that. But I tip. It was like I said on about $2 more. Anyway, Uber get the order. They get the order. They bring the order. and it's fast. It's within, I want to say 10 to 12 minutes. So it feels like I jumped in Butterfly, drove down and got, and that's how the service should be, right? Right. So I get it. And I go to place my first bite. I'm hungry at this point. My mouth has been ready for this, and I'm excited. And ooh, I had it fixed the way I want it. Take this off, take this off, take that off, take that off. We're going to add in this. We're going to add two of these. I had to take my first bite, and I bite down. And the items that I had requested to be removed had not been removed. They left them there and then put the items that I did ask on top of. Now I'm gonna tell you, I don't like to do this. Mention names. I'm looking at the internet connection. I don't know. The school is out, and so the bandwidth is really groggy. I was on, that's what was taking me so long, because I was on my cellular, but it wasn't nearly as clear as when I moved over to the internet here in the house. So I apologize if it keep getting a little murky. Anyway, I don't like to do this. I try and keep everything even kilter and things like that. But I could not fault the driver, because he did his job. He went, picked the food up, it got it here, boom, 10, 12 minutes. It was still nice and hot. Okay. But it was made wrong. It was made wrong. It was made wrong. So I had ordered, I love the Chick-fil-A Cobb salad. I could probably eat one a day. Now, I'm not allergic to any of this at all, but I just don't want it on my salad. Okay. So I asked them, Tammy, I ended up. Now, I normally don't say anything. I just normally let stuff. But that's what I mean when I say this has been a crazy kind of week for me, because stuff's not falling off my shoulder like you normally do, right? I'm normally smiling and stuff like that, but I didn't have no smile in me. I was heated. I was like, are you serious right now? Like, I went on the app. I placed the order. I just don't want corn. I'm not big, or I like corn, but I don't want it in my salad. I don't. I also asked them to remove, they put shredded cheese on there. Not that I don't like cheese. I like cheese. But the shredded cheese that they use, sometimes it tastes imitation. I want real cheese or none at all. And I can cheese here. I can just put it on my salad myself. So I asked them to put egg, they'll have sliced egg and bacon. That's it. Okay. No tomatoes. You don't have to put any of that extra stuff. We're gonna get the lettuce and things like that. I'm easy. I'm very easy to work with. They had corn on there, roasted peppers, all kind of stuff. Like they took somebody else's order and said, she'll be all right. Put the eggs on, bacon, send it on my way. I was so upset. And I had, I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait. Because remember, we canceled one place. We canceled our order with DoorDash to place the order for. Now I don't just order for me. If y'all ever place order, the price is a little bit higher when you use the app than it is if you go in person. And on top of that, I'm not ordering for just me. It's dinner, so I'm gonna make sure that me and the kids, the other, part of the royal team, they, they're gonna eat well as well. Everybody's stuff came, everybody's stuff was correct. I'm the one that bought, I spent a pretty penny, and my order was the only order. And everybody sitting around. I don't know. I don't know if you guys do this in your household. And I don't know when it started. My mother did it when she used to stay with me. So it's not just something, that the kids was doing. But everybody, when the food tastes so good and it's hitting that spot the way you want it to, everybody in my household hum, dance, and sing. while they're eating. My mother do it. I mean, she's the queen of it, and she looked like she's 3 years old, and she's singing to be frozen. She's singing, she's dancing, she's remember mouthful when she's eating because it's good. So yeah, I'm pretty sure me and my brother we grew up doing the same. And now my kids, they grow up, probably see us doing it, and they doing it. Everybody, we look like, the Jackson Fives and shit, except we Smiths, and everybody in there, boom, 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 they dancing and singing because their food is good and they enjoy everybody. They look like they about to go on some nighttime talk show. They getting their steps together and I'm the only one sitting there. My face was so contorted. I mean, I was so heated. I'm heated. It was messed up. So, like Tammy said, I will be calling them. I have to give them a call. First, I tried to do it through the app, but it was going back to Uber. Uber's like, hey, what's going on? How can we help you? We're so sorry this happened. Send us pictures. What you gonna do? All you did was pick the food up. I thought this was going back to Chick-fil-A. So I end up having a call, from the Chick-fil-A app and things like that. And the woman, she let me vent. She let me vent. Any of you have had to do any venting this week? Pop it down in the chat, was it for me, there's levels to venting and things like that. I don't get to the point where I'm doing hard, consonants anymore. I was young, I might have had a few sessions. Probably always dealing with the kids because I'm really pretty easygoing and things like that. Horrible dates or something like that before the kids came along. You probably got a lot more hard consonants out of me. I'm like the CK with the exclamation point. Those are hard consonants to me. um, but I get on the phone and things like that. And I always keep in mind that, this person directly, they didn't take my order and they definitely weren't responsible for making it and stuff. So it wasn't like a horrible conversation. It just was like, I had to retell like how my mouth was watering, how I've been anticipating it. Oh my goodness. If that woman could have paid me through sorrow, because I had the tears, like I came and I go to bite and oh my, you know. So needless to say, they thank you for this. They did refund my order and then they gave me points enough so that I can get another one on them. Now that was good. That was definitely good, and I appreciated that. But I feel like I had to tell the story and I had to add the meat and potatoes to it, and let's see how you guys I find these funny things. How have I never seen these? Well, never seen what? What you never seen? I'd have been furious. Yeah. I always pick off the pickles and give them to long suffering. I love those sandwiches also. And Fiona loves tomatoes. Crazy dog. Now I used to taste test long time ago. I was trying to get my comedy off the ground. I was living in Jersey and I would go over to New York, which was like 25 minutes on the PATH train. And so I'm going over to New York every day and I'm just trying to pick up odd jobs, odd gigs, and then stay there so that I can try and get on some sort of stage later that night. And so some one of the odd jobs that I had, I was a cherry tomato taste tester. And they would give us 2, 3 baskets, and we had to like take from each of the baskets and kind of score and grade them and things like that. But we got paid by the day and things like that. That was the other good thing. So I have, path fare to get back. I could eat while I was there. I'm not packing a lunch and things like that. The things we do when we young. uh, but that's one of the reasons why I say no tomatoes, because they don't, I'm used to tasting them for quality and things like that. And for a long time, it took away, being able to taste them for enjoyment and things. So because I love the salad, I'm not going to do that to the salad. Let's see. Using the word pickle on your comments. Stop using the word. Really? Okay, I didn't know that. Why? What does that mean? It mean something other than what go on the burger? There was a war going on. We all need to just settle for what we get. Okay, settle. Okay, I guess you're right, Joanna. No flavor. Um, that's my luck. My class can be empty. My spouse can be full, half full. The server will take his glass and fill it and leave mine empty. That is the top pet peeve for me, and I will not tip. Um, I hate that too, because I hate when I'm at a restaurant and things like that, and we have to ask them for those niceties, because that's why you come in and that's why you sit down. If you're at a restaurant where they're supposed to bring you water and they're supposed to come and check on you, make sure your water's topped off, make sure you have clean silverware, you don't unroll it, look like, did we run the dishwasher? Oh, that's the batch we forgot to run it. I mean, that is why people come in. So I feel like those are small nuances and things like that that I do pay attention to. If I have to say something, though, if I have to say, hey, do you mind bringing me water? Then, that does stay on my mind when it comes time to tip. And now we got these nice little, graphic user interfaces. So it makes it kind of easy when we are like, and you may go from I know on the digital screen you'll see 22%, 20, 18, 16% and things like that. But that's how you go from 22 to 2018. That's how your tips start to shrink if you're not paying any attention. Now, the problem here's the problem that I have when it comes to tipping. We in a new digital age and things like that. I get it. A gentleman, he looked very young. He looked like he was younger than my daughter, maybe 20, 22, somewhere around there. And he brought the food, and before he handed it to me, he said, "Can I have a tip?" I said, "You want advice on something, or are what do you mean? You asking for money?" What he was like, "Yeah. What's wrong with that? I can't ask for a tip." I was like, "I'm gonna give you a tip. I'm gonna sit this down right here." And I went and I got my wallet, and I came back, and uh, I literally was like, "I'm gonna give you this tip, and then I'm gonna let you walk away, and then you gonna have this conversation with someone else. You gonna go home, talk to your mom, and your dad, and let you know." Anyway, I told him, I said, "You have not provided me a service yet. Your job was to deliver, and you're doing that. And then you came before you deliver. So you haven't even done the job that you're getting paid for. You haven't delivered yet. And you, first thing, asked me for a tip." I said, "The job's not going to work out for you if you continue to approach it in that manner." I said, "People are more likely to tip when you are doing something that they know is outside of what the confines of the job are." Now, I stay on the second floor. So I tip simply because they're going to come upstairs. Now, I do have an elevator that I use, and stuff. And I put that in the delivery instructions. We have an elevator. But some people, they just don't read. They don't read the delivery, and they come and they wind it and things like that. And I appreciate that's extra effort, because I'm hearing that some places they will say, "I'm here, I'm down here," and I'm like, "What does that mean? Dude, I'm not down there. What if, I'm completely crippled? Like you guys know, I've been limping and I'm trying to get my knee back in a socket and things. So if I ordered because I have mobility issues, why are we outside? Why didn't we come up?" But those are some of the reasons why, I make sure to tip and things, because you don't get hit with the wrong attitude when people holding your food and it's hot and it's calling your name. You don't want them, you know. I'm sure you guys be on the internet and you see some crazy stuff. Um, instead of humming and dancing, you be cursing, feel foul, your food prep peeps. Um, that was me, Julie. That was me. I was watching them and they was like, my son, he's standing up. He eating standing up. At least my daughter will sit down, but he's like really enjoying himself. And then y'all know the lily pad has been busy. I've been entertaining. I didn't have friends over almost every day. So the lily pad is booked up till I think this Saturday, every day until Saturday this week. Been entertaining. That's why you see me trying to make sure I'm, because we never know who coming over. Directly behind my chair is another one of these yellow chairs. And then I got leg lifts and stuff like that. So it's really comfortable. The chairs are very comfortable. Long story short, I'm over here in the lily pad. We got people around. We had guests and stuff like that. I'm the only one that's not getting to dance and enjoy their food. I wanted to dance too. I wanted to be like, we could have been the fifth dimension, the sixth dimension, because fifth dimension is taken. We could have been, BTS revisited. Something. Could have been having a good time together. I'm sitting here with a five, and my kids. They was like, man, that sucks. Oh, I mean, they just went on with enjoyment and things. So my, my uh, so, what? Oh, New Jersey has amazing tomatoes. I did taste some good tomatoes, some good tomatoes. Big DMV hugs. Hope you stayed cool today. Oh, that's a lot. Everyone's saying hi to tennis. What's wrong with the okay? That is green and goes on salad. Rebecca, you go to bed, girl. That is Joanna, and they track it when you're a good tipper. They know. Um, don't ask for a tip. I agree. Don't ask. Danielle's in the house. Hello, hello. Y'all need Sharon alone. Sick. Oh my goodness. Joanna's being bad. Anyway, so that was not a great experience and things like that. It was late at night. I didn't feel like, and I tried to pick, it was very difficult because there was corn in mixed with, throughout. And it was very, very difficult to kind of eat around everything. It just wasn't a pleasant experience. I appreciated everything that they tried to do in the name of, kind of customer service and things like that. So the next day, I decide I'm gonna go out and take Butterfly, get her, her bath and things like that. Kind of, enjoy being out in the weather and things. It's been really nice, really like 105, 104, really, nice. Long story short, I decide to stop through and get something from it's another drive through and things like that. Now, I live in Vegas and we have a large transient community. Um, and the unfortunate part is, they could be everywhere and things like that, including in the parking lot of the fast food restaurant that you find yourself going to and things like that. Now, and this happens. So it's not like this incident is new or different or anything like that. But I'm in the parking lot. There's a gentleman there, and he comes up and he says, he give me this bait about trying to get home. I'm a block off from the strip and things like that. So this is Paradise, and the strip is the next major road over. So giving me something to about his trying to get home and things like that. And so it's not out of the ordinary in the area that I'm in for somebody to, either trying to catch a cab or something like that. They might have walked a block off just trying to get to the airport or something like that. So he's saying this is catching my ear, but I'm not like really thinking what is he doing going with, where is he going with this? He continues talking and things, and I hear something about trying to get back home, blah, 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 blah. I think he said he'd been here 7 years. Um, but again, I'm trying to eat. Um, another meal, just kind of being ruined at this point. And he said something about, so can you help me out? And I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't know that that's where this was going. I'm in shock right now. I'm like, with what? And he said some money to get back home. And I was like, I think I missed a lot of that. Where you like home is around the corner, you need $1 or what is he trying to get back home to Minneapolis, Minnesota? And I'm like, what? What is it? I don't I'm still confused on what he's saying, right? He basically is saying he fell on hard times and he need help with money to get back. But his hard times have lasted 7 years. Okay. And I'm confused right now. What is he saying? And then he said, so can you help me with the fare? And I'm like, the fare? What is it that you asking me for? I think at this point, I'm just really hungry. I need to finish eating. And I think I need you to just say it because the story that you got surrounding it, it's hurting my head right now. And he said, who? I missed the beginning. Cause I'm talking about this homeless man that just kind of came up to me when I was in the parking lot of a fast food restaurant. Cause I was still kind of hungry the next day. So I got up early and I took Butterfly to car wash and everything like that. But I decided to go get myself something to eat because I wasn't fulfilled from the night before. So now I'm in the parking lot. I'm trying to get fulfilled. All right. And I'm deciding to eat there because I'm hungry, you know. And this gentleman just approached me with this beautiful story. I don't remember what it was, but I remember that it was Minneapolis, Minnesota. He'd been here 7 years. He done fell on hard times, um, and he asking for help. And I was like, oh, okay, I see what you're saying. I told him, I said, listen, I understand. Homelessness is huge right now. My heart goes out. And, if there's a way, I can't help everybody, but if there's a way, what is it that you're needing? And he said $87. And I said, what? Before I knew it, y'all, because, every once in a while, old Tia, you know, from 37 years ago, 38 years ago, old Tia may pop back in and I said, what is you talking about? What happened to a couple of dollars and things like that? Who just approaches somebody and asks them to fix the whole deal? You can't go to 87 different people. What happened to asking 87 people for $1? I feel like that's more likely to happen. Also, like what we're in the age of just what is going on? Am I right, y'all? Would you fare better saying, do you have $1? To help the homeless, feed the homeless, help me get home, or is asking for the whole 87 just that's ghost. That's like, we gonna do this and we gonna get it. We're gonna expect it also. Like he's forming around like he was gonna show me something. I don't know what he was looking for. He been here 7 years. I know he ain't looking for the old bus ticket. Um, so I don't know. Obviously, we got some things I just I was so heated. My ears started I felt like they were smoking. Panhandler inflation. You still oh, oh, girl. I don't know what to call it. I really don't. But I was like, God dang, I got dummy on my forehead or I don't know, but that was a bit much. That happened to me a few years ago. I think I was with Prince then. And they asked me for the whole whatever they said they was needing. 87.39 plus the tip if you got it. Oh, not only he said $87, and I'm like, wait, what? What did I missed something. Like this sandwich is not that good. What is he saying? So and the funny thing is homeless normally it costs a couple dollars for food, but $87, that's a lot. Homelessness has high cost. Oh, I used to take this is back before my son got his license. and I used to take him to work. Or did he? He had his license, but he didn't have his car yet. I'm giving him a ride to work, and we get on the highway just to make it faster to get there. And we get off the highway, and right when you're getting off the highway in this one particular area, going onto Boulder Highway, there is like always, it's a lot of homelessness there, and they'll be there with their signs and things like that. So we had just grabbed something to eat real quick. We get off the highway, and I had extra money, a couple extra dollars, loose bills and stuff. So I will always contribute if I got loose bills and stuff. When I get my tips with Uber and Lyft, same thing. If I see someone with a sign, I'll contribute. This time, I wasn't aware of everything in the loose bills, and I'm pretty sure there was some fives and tens in there. So it was ones, five, probably a couple more ones, another, but I couldn't find my five or my 10 later that day. So I was like, oh Lord, I think I gave it to the homeless man. So the next day I go drop my son off. Him, the same guy, he like pointing to one of his dudes. There she is right there. And here he come with his sign. I was like, look, didn't I give you enough yesterday? He was like, that was only one time. I was, what are we going? Where we going with this? You know, so now you on payroll. Every time I see you, I gotta contribute. It's things like that, y'all. This is what this week has been like, you know? So I love to make you laugh. You do a good job of it. Melinda, I'll be seeing you in what? 2.5 weeks? Yeah, about 2.5 weeks. I'm getting in early. I'll be in on Monday. Obviously I'm looking forward to hanging out, having a good time. Um, yeah, I think we're gonna have a lot of fun. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun. So with that said, what are you guys working on this week? Did you guys catch any of the kit up videos for the Winter King Story event that's being sponsored by Captured by Radiance? How many of you guys here tonight are working on that event? If you aren't working on that event, what event are you working on? Perhaps we can give some awareness to some of the upcoming, especially the summer events. The summer events, I feel like, I'm not as up to date on those. I know there's a horse along. I seen Jeremy had a video that came out. So let me know what you guys are working on, what you're working on, what you're working on. Now, the other thing I want to know is what's in your cart? What's in your cart? Have you guys been shopping the traditional, Dreamer Designs, Diamond Art Club, Captured by Radiance, or have you guys found a canvas from somewhere else? I would love to know if you found a canvas outside of the, big three. What, where's that canvas at, what it looks like, and things like that. Let's see. Chat is starting to pop, and we have support him and his friends. You can claim them on your taxes as dependents, depending on you. That was a good one, Tammy. Julie's working on the Leora from Captured by Radiance. Tannis is working on Thorn. Oh, that's a nice one right there. Thorn Whisper for the Winter King event. Tammy said, not much this month because there's too much going on. Joanna says, I'm going to begin my customer She Walks with Bears. Oh, you got a custom of She Walks with Bears. Okay. And Dreamer did it. Okay. I am just working a diamond painting from Hobby Lobby. The Nutcracker for my granddaughter. Um, I'm not doing much of nothing these last couple of days. I've had a bad headache off and on. If I were being honest, I do think it has to do with my blood pressure medication. I don't know if it's going high or if it's going low. Y'all know I got these watches. I got this watch. I got the big giant classic watch, the 6-7. I'm thinking about getting the 8 because The 8 offers some, they're doing more with arrhythmia and things like that. If y'all didn't know, my watches, they go back to my doctor's chart so that they're able to like get readings and stuff. It's high if you have a headache. Yeah, I had a headache, a bad one. So I did take a blood pressure pill a little while ago, and I took ibuprofen because I was trying to get the headache to go away. But yeah, that's, if I were being honest, I do think it's associated with that. You guys know, like they always adjusting my medication and things like that. And because they're always adjusting it, I think, by the time my body get used to it or something like that and it's reacting differently, then they reducing it. And when they reduce it, then I have a whole new set of problems until my body get used to it. You need water puppet. That's probably something that I need also because it's hot. And so when it's hot, I'm just really just like I told you guys, laying around, and then when I get hungry, dizzy if it's low. Oh gosh, that's not good either. Okay, that's good. Those are good tips though. Thank you so much, sweets. Those are excellent tips and stuff like, because I've had them, all and things like that. When it comes to my different medications and stuff like that, I'm on everything. A lot of my, medications and stuff, they've been reduced and I've been weaned off a lot of my psych meds, which is good, it's good. But yeah, I'm trying. So hydrate. I do think that maybe it's not gonna kill me to drink a few more bottles of water. Um, and I think that's probably gonna be the biggest thing that I need to do. Is to probably drink because it got real hot. I didn't even realize that it was 100 and something. I knew it was hot, but I thought it was 90 something degrees. Bring your cruise water bottle with you, with water. I got it. I keep it right here on the end of my, on the end of my, on it where you see this green is. I keep it on that side. It's a table over there. The goal is that I'm supposed to be able to, uh-oh, there we go. That I'm supposed to be able to, so that y'all can, I can grab it real quick when I'm leaving out of my little lily pad. So I grab it, go get it, fix it up. The difference is I need to probably start buying ice or get me one of them ice machines. So I always got ice handy. I think that'll be good also. So, the other thing is, remember I told y'all I tried to do a little walk today, trying to, be mobile and things like that. It's very easy in this weather to just stay in the house. And I could stay in the house for days and days and days because I have pretty much everything delivered. I have my groceries delivered. The only things that I leave the house for is to take Butterfly to go get her washed. That's my truck, in case you guys didn't know. And then to drop packages off if the mail carrier, because our mail carrier is temperamental. He don't always come pick the stuff up like he's supposed to. No matter how much you flip the handle up, the handle will just be hanging out like, hey, it won't come in, So sometimes we just gotta, is he coming to pick it up? When the last time they been here, or we gotta just, go. So I rather eat ice versus drink water. That's what my dad used to do. My dad, he used to like kind of just crunch on ice and things like that. I don't know what they put in it, but I guess the ice from Burger King and the ice from Sonic is the best ice on the face of the earth. So I don't know. They probably putting chemicals in it, like crack and stuff. Let them come back. They gonna come buy something. Let them come buy the ice. So they probably got crack in it. But he used to say that all the time. He would you just crunch on his ice and stuff like that, as opposed to, putting it in water or anything. So that's another good tip. Get out early and walk a bit. But that heat and that, yeah, probably should have went a lot earlier. It was one something, but I'm gonna tell you, I don't know. I was trying to be mobile and stuff like that. I'm like, maybe I'm laying around too much. I don't know. But, if you can see, like, I got like red and stuff like that. That sun was hitting, and I forgot to put sunscreen on. So, I don't know. Can you see like right here, red was, I feel like I can see it. It's not easy. It's not easy to see, color on a black person. So if I can see color red, can y'all see this? What color is this? Y'all can see this? Can y'all? This color. This color there. It's color there because I felt like it's a lot of red here, and this look just like pale, So I'm like, put some eyeshadow on, that way, because I don't want to be walking around looking like I'm like, huh? Because that's what I felt like I was looking like at things. Get out early. Oh, you already read that. So I just wanted to make sure I showed y'all what you're working on. You are. I see the sunburn. Okay, I thought so. Like right in here and there. And I was like, dang. And so this was all bright. And I was like, I gotta put something on there because it was making this look even redder. Anyway, that's what happened. So that's probably all tied into why I wasn't feeling well and things like that. And I'm just like trying to lay around and I didn't feel like doing anything. Y'all see I had my this chair behind me. um I put that pillow up against. Now you could pull the seat out, kind of flip the cushion down, and you could just be in lounger mode and things like that. When my girl Shelzabub was here, we had the table. Where is it at? Right here. We had this down. This is a table. And then again, the other yellow chair is directly behind me. And so we had the table down, and it was cross stitch night. I think the next time she come through, I think we're gonna do diamond painting and things like that. But when I tell y'all, people been coming over and booking this room out. Another lady came over. She's the one that I used to do the volunteer craft events here with. And so it had been a while, and she was like, "We used to do so much, have so much fun crafting and things like that." I told her, "Well, hey, I got my little lily pad up and running. You can come and craft." So she comes over, and she want to learn how to play with clay though. I told her we was gonna craft. We doing actual. She want me teach a class and stuff. And so she was like, "Oh, you should set up your you should set up your camera and record us." Should seen how I was looking. I had on my pajamas. I ain't had no support, and she want me to turn the camera on. I was like, I can't play with you no more because you tripping. So when I tell you the room has been booked out, so it's gonna be my daughter crochet, and she's gonna have friends over. They're gonna be in here crocheting. Obviously, there's up against the wall where my other event. I'm trying to get tables that kind of flip over and fold out so that there's more room to either put stuff on and put a chair. We got the chairs that unfold and things like that. But yep, a lily pad. I think it's nice to be able to go somewhere where you can put your feet up. I think that's how they're looking at it. And then it's a craft space, so it has everything. I don't know if you guys seen this, but that right there, that one I got in honor of Rhonda. I don't know if Rhonda in here, but let me let it stop shaking first. So I don't know if Rhonda is in here. I know she wasn't feeling well earlier today, but that is my jewelry station for the beaded jewelry that me and Rhonda, you know, you, I don't. It don't make no sense. The stuff that I'm in the process of doing, that I'm not even doing. I mean, it's just a matter of just like for crafting and stuff like that. Long story short, Rhonda had this bright idea last fall that she wanted to try beaded jewelry. The little tiny seed beads and things like that. She had some projects that she received where she could make little cute like animals, axolotls, bears, tigers, lions, oh my, out of seed beads and things like that. And so I'm like, oh my goodness, that would be such a good idea. Oh, here we go. Another bandwagon that I jumped on. And I went out, and I needed to have all to tings. All to tings, gotta have all to tings, because you never know when you're gonna need something, or you're gonna want to switch, or I don't like that pattern, but I found another pattern. So I got 1,500 CB patterns. I don't even know what I'm gonna do with 1,500. By the time I get through the first 100, the last 1,400 probably never gonna get eyes on them because I just don't see me ever kind of going back through. I don't know. I don't know. But that's what I mean. Y'all remember y'all remember a time when you always said things like, "Oh, if I had just had enough time, I'd try this. Oh, if I just had enough time, I'd try that. I swear if I had enough time, I would do this. I would do that." I found out no matter how much time you got, there's some things you just not gonna go back to, night night. Have a good night, mud nut. Hugs. Talk to you later. Um, I want to stay at the Bellagio. They have a pillow menu. I thought you were sleeping on one of these when you came out here, Joanna. Like, this is Rebecca's, and the one behind me is yours. Like, what's going on? What's going on? Um, girl, I'm just playing with you, but still. um, uh, um, I I lost my I lost my train of thought messing with Joanna. I don't know where she said she's going to Bellagio, and I've been teasing her and Rebecca trying to get them out here now for probably 9 months. Sometime last fall, I was like, y'all should come out here. And, they've been talking about this. What is it? Some kind of con that they was thinking about coming out for one of the cons, and I'm like, y'all can stay here. Back then, before the room was finished and my kids, kind of saw their idea come to fruition, they was going to be sleeping in a full-size bed together. You come stay with me. That hotel is fancy. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Bellagio is very, very fancy. It's nice though. It's real nice. Come down to your hotel and stay with you at the Bellagio. I can do that. A lot of people do that when they come here. I got a friend, she live in Cheyenne, and when she comes to Vegas, she get an extra room. That was this past weekend, so they clearly didn't make it. I thought that was this weekend. The world was upside down because BTS was here. That might be another reason why, I mean, that was an exhausting week and a half, 2 weeks, because everybody descended on Vegas trying to see them, or was a part of their crew, or was here for the American Music Awards, that was centering around their arrival. And then on top of that, the parade, there was all kind of stuff going on. Maybe in the fall when it's not like hell hot. I like that. Okay. I like that a lot. um yeah, I think Rhonda, she called, that's why she came in, just kind of let us know she wasn't feeling well. She probably called it a night after that. Now I'll be seeing Rhonda also. She's going to the Tall Oaks retreat with us. So I'll be seeing her in about 2.5 weeks also. She is, like I said, aside from Cheryl Katz, Rhonda is probably my biggest enabler at this point. Rhonda is the one that she got me the last year and a half, 2 years. She got me buying everything, So I got the complete set of everything you need to make beaded jewelry. Okay. Everything from beaded charms, be everything that you need. You need a waist belt, I can help you, Joanna. Valid. um Everything, like she's, because of who she is. And then I still got all that yarn for crochet. Now I used to crochet my butt off. Crochet and cross stitch, those are my two biggest crafts. I've done them the longest, well over 35 years. However, I went looking for new cross stitch patterns. That's how I found diamond painting. Crochet, unfortunately, I was working on an item for my dad. My dad loved to receive handmade crocheted items. He loved it. There were blankets, he loved scarves, he had a couple hand made crochet sweaters, and he was a big guy. My dad was like 6'6", at one point he weighed 425, but for the most part he's about 275 to 325, somewhere around there. He's just a big guy. He wore like 2X, 3X, but he was very tall. So, I guess the weight kind of evened out. Long story, I didn't get none of his height, in case y'all wondering. For a woman, I'm short. Okay. um not not as short, like I think I'm 5'4.5", 5'5". I lie about my height. That's the one thing I will admit that I lie about, is my height. I tell people I'm 5'6", and I know I'm not. Um, I'm around. All my friends are tall. They tall, tall, tall. It's just me and J Rob down here looking up. Honey Bunny is, I want to say 5'3". She might be 5'2", but I think she's 5'3". Just saying. 35 years, but you just turned 30. Listen, we got mathematicians in the house tonight. Good night, Joanna. Love you. um, that's good to know, Mary. She said 5'4" is the average height for a woman. That's good to know. But I don't feel like I feel like average height, 'cause maybe it's out here on the West Coast. Women are tall out here, but the men aren't. That's what's crazy about this. Back home, where I'm from in Ohio, I would say 5'4", 5'5" might be about the average, but men are tall on the East Coast. I mean, they tall on the East Coast, not out of the ordinary, for a guy to be 6 feet, even in stature, 6'1", not out of the ordinary at all. That's out of the ordinary here. You see a guy, he's 6'1", he's 6 feet, even 5'10", he's 5'10" or taller. Ask him where he's from. He gonna tell you, he probably somewhere Midwest or the East. He's not going to be from the West Coast, not going to be from around here. We got too much Mayan blood in our men out here. The Aztec warriors, they were like an average of 4'11". Mary says she only 5'7". I don't know. I thought Mary is 5'9". She says she 5'7", y'all, but I feel short around them. Hi, everybody. What's up, Lizzie? Hi, Mary. I'm looking up at everybody because I'm short. Y'all seen the video of our last retreat. That's why I was sitting down so much. When we were sitting, somebody said that me and Lizzie looked the same height. That's because I have butt cushion. It's thick that Kerwin got me, Rebecca, and Crashly, and J Rob. He got us all butt cushions one year for the retreat. I think this was our first year. I forget, maybe our first year, and at the Ohio the Great Lakes venue. I can't remember, but that's why you seen some height while I was sitting, because I had a nice comfy bum cushion. Someone said I was tall, so I had to look up the stats. I don't think of myself. Mary, you're very tall. You're very tall. You're tall to me, and I think you're taller than 5'7". But I'm sure you know what the chart says. I think Lizzie's 5'8" or 5'9". She looks taller than that though to me also. And then we got the Twin Towers. Rebecca and Crashly are 5'10" and 5'11", and so that's where it's at. But most of the people, like even Nicole, from Bella Art Day, Nicole, I think Nicole 5'6", 5'7". Yeah. So, as tall as my dad is, as tall as he is, y'all, I feel some kind of way, because I ain't getting none of his height. Not his height at all. I barely, I think I look like him. I definitely think I look like him. But I got my mom's colorization, I'm darker. Even though my dad is, I call him old whitey. I used to call him old whitey because he's definitely a different shade. um anyway, I just didn't feel like I got a lot from him. He could have gave me a little bit more, but I got this right here, this sunburn that's coming in. It's coming in. I knew I should have got my butt back home. I was like, I probably was 5, 7 minutes in to my walk before I realized, Whew. Anyway, what are you guys doing to stay kind of fit and to get movement and things like that into, it's the summertime and things. And, I think that we all have maybe a different routine of when we craft and how we craft during the summer than we do, over the colder months and things like that. Now, you guys know it is a little difficult when I'm playing with my clay here in the hotter months because my clay gets really super soft and things like that. So I am getting a fridge so that in between, there's still gonna be some delays and things like that, but I am getting a fridge so that I can set the clay a little bit more in between, manipulations and things like that. So, I'm coming up with my own thoughts and ideas and things like that. I wish it was normalized to use umbrellas for summer sunblock. They do use them here. They used to call them, what do they call them, parasols or something. But it's not out of the ordinary to see people walking around with umbrellas around here. I remember when I first moved here and I saw somebody with an umbrella. I was like, they just gonna pull that out. They're not gonna be mindful of everything they say about, good luck and, well, at least they outside. But it's a black umbrella that you use. And I don't think a lot of them care about the frill because, parasols is beautiful. They got frill, fluffy, they big. That's the kind. If I walked or if I had to take the bus, I would have one of those. But most of them just grab a black umbrella and they take it with them. It's smart, because it do keep that sun, from beaming down on you and things like that. Yeah, I definitely can understand that. So with that said, we already took care of the what you're working on. We briefly talked about what's in your cart. Just, want to know is are we buying this week? How many of us are shopping and are we not? I want to respect everybody, for where they are in their journey, their stash journey. Are we building a stash? Are we working through a stash? We got a lot of whips. Are we on no buys? I know a lot of times when you get your stash to a certain number, then we start hearing things like, no, I'm on a no buy. I'm on a no buy. So where we at? Where are you guys at? You guys obviously know that I rolled this out a long time ago. I think back in 2018 or 2019 that I have a craft budget. My craft budget is high for me. It's $200 a month. But I feel like it has gotten low because I use that for everything. That includes the trips and things that I'm going to go on and stuff like that also. So I applaud that you guys have a love for Pom Pal pens because that has helped me add to my craft budget. Because 200 a month is what, 2,400 a year. Now, when you start adding 3 and 4 retreats a year on top of that, then you must know I'm pulling. I'm not just using the craft budget. I'm pulling from others, especially because I built my stash up to over 450 diamond paintings. So because of that, we definitely appreciate that you guys have kept the support going by helping out, checking out and purchasing from Pom Pal pens. I bought from the anniversary releases and just purchased some bling. Yeah, I'm gonna get some more bling. I'm so glad to be going to the Tall Oaks retreat because I've been trying to reduce my bling for rounds. When I first started buying bling, I was buying for both rounds and squares. Now, obviously over the years, you develop a preference and things. My preference is definitely squares, but I still had a ton of bling for rounds and things like that. So for blinging in the new year and love is in the air, if you purchase from Pom Pal pens, you receive bling as like your free gift and things like that. The thank you for, kind of supporting the table and things like that. That probably will definitely continue. I said thank you for supporting the table. Thank you for supporting, the the adventure and things. But that probably will definitely continue. And then as I'm, moving out the rounds, my goal is to continue to kind of stack, especially the enhancements that I like the most. I like bubbles, so I'm going to continue to kind of build that up. I love sparklers. I like sparklers a lot. Now, I did want to try, I went online the other day and I tried to order the set. There's like a full set that you can order for the pearls for squares. I want to try pearls also and see, like what effect it has versus bubbles. Does anybody who enhances and who blings, have they ever kind of tried to look at the distinction between using bubbles in an area versus, using the pearls in an area? What do you use each one distinctly for? I've tried to incorporate metallics and stuff. I'm not as fond, it's not grown on me like, my love of sparklers or my love of bubbles and things. But I do want to at least try to see, if it just gives me ideas. And, when I have ideas about how I want to see something look, it at least makes me excited about, getting that project. And I can't wait to do the project and give it a try and things like that. Because I want to get to that area and I want to see kind of, what it comes out looking like and things. So I'm going to use Cosmic Effect for the first time, and I laid on top of the plastic to see how it looked, and I loved it. Now that's what Man Bun does. He puts his items down, and then he lays them on top of the plastic in the area where they're gonna go. Kind of butts them up against whatever the other color is, and he'll do that. He'll go back and forth and things. But I think we lost him, unfortunately, to crochet. He got hurt. He hurt his leg and he couldn't like be up on it and things. He had to have it elevated and stuff. And it kept like swelling up and things. He got hurt really bad. He was off from work for, I want to say, 6 or 8 weeks and things. And that came into it was coming into the bling in the new year. And he had just finished up some projects and stuff, but he was getting bored, just kind of laying around. So he wanted to try a craft that he could do like while he was laying around. And obviously crochet was suggested. So he ordered a few crochet projects off of Amazon. He got some of the amigurumi stuffed animals. He made them for his kids. That's how he got into diamond painting, making stuff for his kids. And next thing you know, I asked him about diamond paint, and he was like, "Huh? Did you check the new releases? What new release? Oh, you talking about diamond paint?" And I'm like, "Well, what is you doing?" When I asked him, "Hey, show me your latest project," he sent me a picture of some stuffed animals. I was like, Lord, oh Lord. So, we're going to be getting some tickets, wolf tickets issued out to him. I'm pretty sure when I tell Lizzie. Mary says, I've used pearls in the middle of flower. Oh, okay. And I've used half pearls before. Okay. I do want to start using the big bling more. I definitely want to see like if it can add something that I'm like, oh, I think this is, but I love when my canvas looks, different than how everybody else's can. I do like the fact that we have the option to enhance and stuff. Me and Lizzie were talking the other day and we were talking about swapping out like whole colors. How many people feel comfortable kind of swapping out a whole color? Because you guys know that for I think 2 or 3 canvases, I have worked with skin tone and things, and I feel it's a gamble. It's definitely a gamble, to try something that drastic and change skin tone on someone. Now, my first painting, that's the one y'all see right here, where I gave it a try. I didn't do so well with and I had the makeup, chart and things. I just didn't pick the blush, that I thought went better with the skin. So it is different. Like Mary was just saying, when you see it already on the canvas and kind of butted up, I probably would have picked up on the fact that, oh no, I don't think I like this blush with that skin tone. So the things to kind of think about, if you guys are enhancing. I think summer is a good time to kind of go back through your catalog. You go back. I mean, just the things that you have in your stash and things. I could see my taste, forming over the years. I can definitely tell, things that I might have thought were just cute. Oh, this is so cute. Let me go ahead and throw that in the cart. I've kind of moved away from purchasing cute and buying, if must have, like if this is my last chance to get this, no matter how the cost, and I like the artwork and I want it in my stash. If it's in my stash, it's something that I feel right now passionate enough about. If I never get to it, I'm glad that I supported the artist for their creativity on this artwork. That's literally how I look at my stash. So that's why I don't feel guilty, that I have stuff sitting around and accumulating and things like that, because I look at it like the artwork is that connecting to me, that beautiful, that if I never get to it, I'm so glad I was able to support this artist for their creativity. Now, down the road, finances could dictate a different meaning, and it could dictate a different feeling. Like, I'm so broke, I appreciate that your stuff is not depreciating, and I'm gonna go ahead and sell this. So it could elicit a feeling, but that's the feeling that's there right now. That's the feeling that I have when I purchase. So I only am buying things that I must have. I must have them in my stash, and I would be hurt if it's a must have and it got discontinued and never came back and I didn't get a chance to buy it. So there's one painting like that right now. It's called Citrine, and it's just, I don't feel like it's coming back. People said it was up there. I don't believe it though. I don't believe it, because I mean it's just a good painting. I think that the lady looked like me. Um, so with that said, I know everybody about ready to go to bed. I'm feeling a little bit better. I still feel like just real kind of tight or something in here. I'm not sure what it is, but like the headache and stuff like that is going away and stuff. I'm gonna take these tips. It is the summer, so I probably need to walk earlier because is hot. So I probably need to do my little walk earlier in the day. Um and then, increase my water and things like that, and just make sure that, like, if my prescription, if I have a headache, that I'm making sure that, test my blood pressure and things like that. And then if I'm dizzy, whew, I'm gonna make sure I get to the hospital, so I ain't got nowhere to go. If it can't go too much lower if I'm dizzy. So great tips though, great tips. That one is beautiful. I have her. Oh man, see, yeah, I think Citrine is gorgeous. And I'm not sure what occurred, but I remember seeing her on Instagram, and I remember thinking, oh, I can't wait till Saturday. And I remember I get there, and I don't know what happened, but by the time it went in my cart, it was gone. And people, somebody else told me, no, somebody did a review, and I'm like, I thought they did what discontinued it or something, because um it wasn't up. I feel like it wasn't up there long enough for nobody to even get in their cart and buy it. But a couple of people told me they have purchased it. So you got to be fast. I was trying the other night. Like, I'm sitting there. I forget whose show was in, but I'm sitting there and I'm shopping the other night. And when the 100, oh, I was in Timo's chat. So we have a chat going for Tall Oaks, and I'm in there, and everybody was talking about what they were getting and things. I'm online. I got my item that I want in the cart. I go, man, by the time I get to check out, and my information is saved in there. So it's not like it's taking forever to get to this point. It has sold out. It has sold out. Rochelle went back 2 or 3 times, and she placing must-have orders and think because she on a no-buy. So these are must-have orders. That means that she get a pass. Anyway, she placing must-have orders, you know, and they going through. But I wanted 2 things, two things, and they sold out. I mean, everything eventually sold out. I'm gonna be honest, guys. Everything sold out. But I mean, you gotta be fast. You gotta be fast. I'm in there right now, and this is what happened. I'm gonna blame everybody in that chat. They was talking. And so people talking and then you responding. Now you got to come back over here. That was the problem. Stop talking. Let us buy and we'll be back. There we go. They was talking. I'm getting in on the talk. I'm like, oh, I got mine in my cart. Let me see if I'm going to go back through one more time. Oh, you like that? Let me go check it out. Stop talking. You know, let me shop this way. But it didn't work. Uh-oh. I knocked down my cross stitch bag. I didn't mean to do that, but it didn't work by the time I got up in there. Yeah, it was gone. This is what I got in my cross stitch bag. Anybody hear that cross stitch? These are what I consider to be must-haves. I keep it right here on the side of the desk so I, you know, when I come in here, you know, we've been having a lot of cross stitch night and stuff. Must-have number 1, Galaxy goggles. Okay, here's why. You see this light? You can shine it on your cross stitch project. Okay, look at that, and you can maneuver the light. Woo! Right now, that's my mustache. Okay, if I did need to check some things out, that's where it's shining, on my mustache. The Galaxy goggles, here's why I like them. Because, let me turn that light out. Because it come with these handy dandy magnifying lenses. You can increase your magnification. Okay, so these are my readers. I can't remember if I bought these, or I want to say, did Rochelle buy these for me? I can't remember. These, look at that, y'all. This make everything bigger. Okay, this is definitely what you want if you're gonna be. It works the same as the Galaxy goggles, you know. But you know, everything's a fashion statement, and you can get them in. You can get them in different magnifications. They call them readers, you know. So, you know, my cronies, my cross stitch cronies, they superheroes to me, because a lot of times they just be looking down. I don't see them using anything. Okay, you want to have yourself some moisturizer put on your hand. Okay, this is good stuff. You don't want to be getting, you know, paper cut if you do paper and things like that. This right here, it's almost like, you know, how you keep cover minders and stuff. You put your needle on there. You ain't got to worry about it falling on the floor. You're stepping on it later. Okay. That's pretty much like the emergency items that you keep in here. You know, if you go into a retreat, you know, when you go to a retreat, you may not always have the ability to control the weather. So, where them fans at? Hey! It's got to be a good fan, though. You know, you don't want one that you tear up and stuff like that. And maybe everybody's fan, you can't, you know, do the fan dance with it. Let's see. I use these on the plane and when it's about to take off. Tissues. These are all like, if you're somebody that need to keep track of how much you stitched, how many stitches you made. This is the old-fashioned way to do it. The cross stitch cronies, let me tell you what these girls, they is bad. When I tell you they bad, they is bad. They take a picture of where they are and they put their stitches on for the day that they made, and boom, it's already saved with the number of stitches that they made that day. They ain't got to write nothing down. You know, they using technology and things like that. I haven't gotten there yet where, I've stepped up my technology game. You guys know I'm a work in progress because I forget from one week to the next. So everything I did today, y'all, I'm coming in clear, right? Y'all can see me. I think on my screen I look a little dark, but y'all can see, what y'all need to see. I'm pretty sure everybody see the green and things like that. But I beat and forgot everything I did to get to this point and got to do it all over again next week when we go live. So that's, technical difficulties. It's built in with me. It's built in. The cross stitch cronies, they at the top of their game. They like bring their A game when it comes to cross stitch and stuff like that. So at least I keep my bag ready to go. When Shelzaba get here, we be I call her Shelzaba. Her name is Shelly. You guys, I had her on my show last year in case y'all don't remember who she is, but she came out last year and we talked about the cruise and stuff because we had a good time. We're going on another cruise next year with the Cross Stitch Cronies. That's going to be a lot of fun. It's a fun group, a lot of fun. But other than that, I just wanted to kind of reach out, kind of share my crazy couple of days. I'm pretty sure if I got out more, I'd be able to share a whole lot more. This is a crazy town right here. But I am starting to feel a little bit better, so I'm glad I did decide to go ahead and go live. Hopefully, I gave you guys a lot of stuff to kind of laugh about while you plucking your hearts away and diamond painting. Make sure you guys tune in Saturday. Me and Lizzie go live on our morning laugh show. After we go live on our morning laugh show, we're going to be talking a little bit more about the event Winter King's story. She is an affiliate. And obviously, you guys will be able to kind of post pictures, ask questions, and kind of see where you guys are, what you're working on. And then one of the things I definitely want to know is for this event here, what you guys are doing. Like, are you customizing it, enhancing it? What are you doing different? Or, are you someone that just kind of enjoys the color palette that it already came with? And you're just going to kind of, respect the artist's creativity. Enjoyed the chat. Thanks for coming on. Oh, you're so welcome, Julie. I thank you guys all for coming out, for kind of supporting Hump Day Happenings on Wednesday nights, morning laughs every other Saturday. I've been having a good time. Make sure you guys keep in mind we do have hashtag blast from the past coming up. That's starts August 1st. So after Winter King's story, you really only have 1 month. That's when you can kind of go siphoning through all of your stash and kind of reminiscing and things like that. And pick 2 or 3 you can focus on. Kind of let us know what you were thinking. That's going to be really good to see what paintings people have. Did you have something in there you forgot about? I'm pretty sure I got canvases that I forgot I bought. I showed up at a retreat a few years ago, I think 2022. I was giving away diamond paintings because I trying to find something to take to the retreat with me. I used to take like 4 or 5 myself and things like that. Trying to take canvases to the retreat. I just stumbled on the fact I had like 3 duplicates. Like what was I doing with duplicate? So just saying, it happens. No judgment. Uh, I'm going to get off from here. I'm going to let y'all go. And thank y'all so very much for coming out, for supporting. Make sure y'all keep Palm Pal. I'm always going to do a shameless plug. Keep Palm Pal pins in my... Julie, all of you guys, Jay Lily, you, Tannis, I want to thank you guys because you guys will, reach out and things like that. And you guys are supporting even when there's nothing to support. I have that pen that I still have not loaded. I got a couple that I still have not loaded that have been selling. Like people, obviously they'll reach out through email or they'll reach out through Facebook Messenger. I'm on Instagram, but I, don't have as much of my stuff up on Instagram yet. But the pen is selling well. And she's not on site yet. So thank you guys so very much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm feeling a little bit better and things. It's just hot. It's hot here. And so I got to keep that in mind and make sure I think, I'm taking my pills right and I'm staying hydrated. I'm trying to do, what the doctor's saying, go take a walk and stuff. I'm doing, but maybe just doing it at the wrong time of the day and stuff. So I'm gonna get myself together. And thank you guys so much. I will see y'all Saturday morning on Morning Laughs. Again, thank you for coming out and have a great rest of your evening. Bye.